Well, I know y'all looking at the title. Let's read it together, shall we? Riverfront Brawl boat employee says white men used N-word and made gun threats. The employee also claimed her 16-year-old son, who tried to help break up the brawl, was punched and suffered bruised ribs. Oh, punched in the chest and suffered bruised ribs. Matter of fact, I think it needs to stay viral for a long time. This should always be a reference because it's caught on video. Because I already said, this is the country. Well, this is what the country has built. This has been the country since the beginning of time, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's get to the story, right? This is from the complex.com. And it says the infamous Alabama Riverfront Brawl has taken an interesting turn after the dock worker who was attacked by the mob of white men claimed the group called him the N-word and threatened to use a gun. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, a woman named Crystal Warren, who was working on the riverboat, said one of the white men who attacked the black worker yelled F that N-word before coming down the dock to fight him. Warren stated the man yelled the racist term after the deckhand moved a few smaller part boats, preventing the riverboat from docking. So, first thing, they said that the brother who got jumped, who was working for the Riverfront company, he said that, they called him the N-word, and I'm quite sure people, the media and the people who he told it to probably thought he was lying and said, oh, well, here we go. Another trying to make it racial. It ain't racial, it's just drunk white men, whatever. Then this lady, Crystal Warren, now don't beat me to the punch, but you can see the name and you'll think, well, she doesn't sound like a sister at all. And then, but when you read further, you're going to see exactly who she is, right? Because you might think, oh, it's another black lady who, just got his side. But no, that is not the case. Let's keep going. Warren told police the white man on the boat flipped off and cursed out the riverboat captain, who initially asked him to move the boat. The riverboat waited for 17 minutes until the dockhand and Warren's 16-year-old son were dropped off on the dock to move the boats out of the way. I wonder what kind of jobs these are, because they got I guess maybe summer jobs. Because say her son was 16 years old. I think the brother that swam across the waters to go help his captain, he was like 16, 17 years old. So that's good. You got young kids, they got jobs, make a little money, stay off the streets, being productive members of society. Just to turn around and see these grown men acting a fool. What kind of role models are they setting? What kind of role, models are they being for these youngsters who's out here doing, I say, more commendable job than they are, because they're doing their job while you sitting here like a grown fool disturbing the peace. Anyway, let's keep going. Through that process, Warren claimed the deckhand and her son moved the boats, blocking the dock, and tied them back up before she heard one of the men shout the N-word. Warren also claimed that one of the white men said he was going to retrieve a gun during the brawl, and that was caught in a since viral video. So these guys were violent. You see what I'm saying? This ain't got nothing to do with, well, try to say it's something to do with good and evil, yes. But these guys are just racist. You know what I'm saying? But you in the South, that's how they do. But remember, when Obama, the fake black president, was president, remember what they said? Racism is over because we got a black president. Man, whatever. In the video that has since blown up on social media, Warren's son can be seen pulling the group of white men off the black worker, and according to his mother, was punched in the chest and suffered bruised ribs while trying to break up the initial fight that led to the brawl. Now remember, in my first video, I said there was this pudgy looking white boy with curly hair, like a little fro, wearing one of them reflector jackets. What I'm saying? Like he got hit. He going to try to break it up and he got hit. That must be her son, which means that Miss Warren is got to be either, she would say, let's just say she's non-black. Let's say that. So now you got the eyewitness testimony of someone who is not of FBA ADOS dissension, telling the police that she heard these racist guys yell an N-word about this dude, yell an N-word about this brother, Captain. Let's get right there. Telling you to move your boat when you acting like you can't do it. And then I saw somewhere else where they said this ain't the first time these guys have caused problems like this. So, man, I can't. Every day something new comes out, and it just makes me feel a whole lot better about what I saw at the end of that video. They say police have since arrested Richard Roberts after he was accused of punching a 16-year-old and was charged with third-degree assault. There's no word on who called the deckhands an N-word and threatened to pull out a gun. Police Chief Darrell Albert announced on Tuesday that arrest warrants were issued for 3 men who are facing assault charges. Police also asked the man who was seen swinging a folding chair in the video to come in for questioning. One of those men has already surrendered and is currently in custody. Shoot, if you don't know me, I ain't coming. But nah, I'm just playing. But yeah. So, with that being said, y'all, like I said, I don't care how you try to word it, how we try to slice it. This is America. Period. I don't know nothing about any other part of the world, but this is America. You're talking about a country built on the destruction of non-white people. Period. But let's take it back, all the way back. The country was first, well, you talk about people who was first sent over here as rejects in their own country. See, don't let the history books fool you. Now, you know, Ron DeSantis is one of the guys who's trying to rewrite history, whitewash slavery and racism in the country because you don't want the kids, the white kids, to feel some type of way about what their ancestors did. So you want to make it, you want to pretty it up. Hell no, you don't pretty up nothing. You tell the truth like it is. So again, let's go back. Let's not let the history books lie to you and tell you, give you this whole pilgrim story about these pilgrims that just came over. These people who, I mean, hell, all they did is read the Bible. Think about you being it. Just think about the people at your church that just one day they said, hey, let's just go over and we're going to sail over and start a new country because they don't like us, what we're preaching. And they, you know, they want to be Catholic and we want to be Protestant or whatever it was. Hell, I don't remember. So let's just get on a little boat and we're just going to sail across the ocean and hopefully, you know, we're going to pray and hopefully God will send us to a new land where we can, you know, do our own religion and live free like we need to. Okay. We say like nowadays, that even sound ignorant nowadays. But yeah, they try to make you think that this little group of the Indians read. And it's different. And then until you get finally to the truth is that these people were either gonna be killed or you can go over to the new world and try to build that because we don't want you here. They had no place in society, so they were sent pretty much over here. If you live, if you survive that voyage, great. More power to you. Keep it going. If you don't survive, oh well, we'll figure something else out. But anyway, you got a bunch of rejects that get sent over here, so you know they're pissed. I don't care what religion you're talking about. And but somehow you get them to, because people like something strange. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. People like things. Like, so if you live your whole life and never saw a white person, all of a sudden white person show up, you know what I'm saying? You either gonna think they're the devil or you're gonna think it's something good. Same thing. If you a bunch of white people and you never seen black people your whole life, and then you see one, there's only one or two ways you're gonna think about them. You're gonna accept them or reject them. You know, if you go there trying to preach some kind of word, they probably just gonna, take you out. Anyway, like I said, rejects. You go somewhere, so now you got some animosity, some hatred in your heart. And then you go and you see people who are living good, and you like, for whatever reason, I'm taking all this. Forget the world, forget everything. I'm taking all this. So now you destroy the Native Americans. And when I say Native Americans, I mean like the ones that we have always believed in Native Americans. I'm quite sure, I know that there was some Africans, that there were probably some South Americans, whatever Mexico was, Aztecs. I'm quite sure it was all here, that all those people were here before the Pilgrims and Christopher Columbus and all that was here. I believe that. But whoever here was here first, you wipe them out. Then you bring over, or you take the ones that are survived, you take them as slaves, and then you probably go to Africa and get some more, and bring them over here and make them slaves to build a country. And you done took, some Asians over the years, some even Italians up to a point, were treated terribly until, they got their white citizenship or whatever. But the point is, that's the spirit that created this country, was rejection, and then destruction, and then separation from the country that in the beginning got rid of you in the first place. And so now you want to do your own thing. And like I said, that's the spirit, and spirits don't die. Contrary to whatever you may believe, I believe that spirits do not die. This is why when people say this Brawl or this shellacking or this Wakanda Forever ass whooping that was administered, the ancestors were behind our people, because spirits do not die. Spirits do not forget. Spirits, heck, they everybody believes in spirits one way or another. If you believe people can resurrect, if you believe people in heaven, then you believe that spirits are around, regardless of how you look at it. And so that's been carried down. And like I said before, my mom has told me stories of how people treated her and her people when she was growing up in a little town in Arkansas. And I said to myself, well, hell, if my mom's still alive, them people still alive. So that spirit is still alive, no matter what you may think. I think you know it's still there. No matter what you may try to make us believe, it's still there. So yes. So you got people like Jason Whitlock, who comes out and try to use a Christian narrative, which I understand, that's cool. It's not about racism, it's about good and evil. Okay, I get it. I see what you may be trying to say. But then you said that brothers and sisters who came in after the fight was quote unquote over, they should have never jumped in because it was already handled. No, Mr. Whitlock, that's where you're wrong. Let me preface this. I'm not advocating violence. I'm not promoting violence unless violence has been brought against you. Unless a threat has been brought against you, then you have to defend yourself. The thing about dealing with people who are in the wrong, and this is something I have said, I say to people all the time, like parents, you know, when you got kids, that's an easy example. Kids are going to test parents because they want to see how far the parent will go. Once they feel they got a bead on the situation and know what their parents are going to do, they're going to continue to push the envelope because they don't feel that the parents are going to go no worse than what they've already been doing. Let's say like a lot of women like to do a lot of yelling and talking to these kids. And that's one thing I would like tell my daughters and stuff is like, look, you, or even like my ex or whatever with my kids, it's like, look, and they sitting there yelling and fussing, or the kids do something, they get, you know, they want to fuss and yell and threaten, but that's all you do. And I tell them, look, you talk too much. You either punish them or shut up. Because the more you talk and yell and fuss, they gonna lose respect for you because you ain't doing nothing but talking. When I say something, them youngest know it is what it is. Ain't gonna be too much talking. Because if I say something and you keep it up and I gotta make a move, oh, all the apologies in the world are not going to help you at that point because it's too late. Because I said it, you felt what you had to say or do was more important. Okay, well, let me show you. And that's just how it is and how it's supposed to be. So you got to my point is you have to take it to a level that they are not expecting when it comes to people that's doing wrong, breaking the rules. You have to, because if you do what they think you're gonna do, then they just gonna keep doing it. So when these guys sitting out here parking their boat, knowing damn well the riverboat got a dock, but they taking their time to move it. They were like, hey, this is an easy place to put my boat down so we can put in the water. It's an easy place to, you know, put my boat up when they're not supposed to be doing it. When you've been told many a times, move your boat, and you're not doing it. And then you get the cursing. Then you get the throwing the finger, because one story said, you know, when he told them to move the boat, they, you know, shot the finger at them and yelling at them and fussing, you know, all that kind of stuff. And they don't think you're going to do anything. So then it's like, well, something has to happen. So then when they get off and they feel that they can go and charge up this old man who's like in his 60s, I guess, and the old man was still handling his business. And so now here y'all coming out to jump him. And then a little 16-year-old boy trying to pull everybody off of his captain, the brother who was his captain. And then y'all hit him in the chest and send him running off. But then you got another little 16-year-old brother who comes, swims across the dock. Like, hell, this boat's taking too long to get over there. Swims across the dock, get up, take his shoes off, and start body slamming people. That's the spirit. That's where it's like, you have to do stuff that people don't think you would do, so they'll know next time to not try it. So yes, Jason Whitlock, it was the initial battle, quote unquote, was physically over. And they're like, oh, we're getting back in the boat and we leaving. Hell no, it's not over. Because now you think you can throw rocks and hide your hands. And people are tired of that. Because if that would have happened, then you know what? They would have came back next week and probably done the same thing. But no, we're like, look, you've been told more than once. We're tired of talking. So now we're going to have to punish you for it. And that's just what happened. Bottom line, it has to happen. So like I say, people like Jason Whitlock, or people like, what's his name? I forgot the brother name. Jason Lee Peterson. When y'all come with them kind of narratives, or even Candace Owens, whatever, y'all come with them narratives like, oh, it was over, they should have let it go. No, they shouldn't have. Not this time. Not this time. Maybe next time, but not this time. It comes a time in real life, not in your fantasy world, to where you got to be like, nah, you can't let it go. You can't let it go. Can you imagine the world? Now we got too many people in jails as it is. The people A lot of people that are in the prisons right now. Think about it. How would the world be? Just think about it. If the justice system or the laws felt the same way that Mr. Whitlock and those others felt. Because, somebody could rob a store, could be hungry, need money, could be drug addicts. I don't know. They rob a store, need money to feed themselves, find a place to stay, whatever the case may be. They get away with the robbery, and they're like, okay, I'm sorry I had to do this, but I'm hungry, I need something to eat, blah, blah, blah. What if the store owner said, oh, okay, you won't do it again? That's fine. Just think of that thought process. Then they come back and do it again. You're like, you told me we weren't gonna do it again. I know, but man, I'm still hungry and I can't find a job and this, that, and the third. My kids start, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, man. They robbing you while they talking and gone. Or they even come and, may come and hit the store clerk and take off. But it's over, right? The incident is over. And so, should the store clerk call the police? Should the police go arrest him? Or should you just say, well, it's over, so there's no need to, pursue this matter longer, much more? No, because if not, that dude gonna keep coming in and stealing. Now you can try to call the police and see how that, see how that works. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's like, nah, I ain't got time to call the police because they go, and nobody even thinking like that. In the heat of the moment, nobody's even thinking. What they thinking about is, we finna stop this right now. The hell with this. I'm done. I'm tired. It's been going on for too long. And like I said, it's been going on since the beginning of time, since the beginning of this country. And it's time for us to stand up and keep this type of behavior, just keep it to nip it in the bud. You gotta nip this kind of behavior in the bud, so that way we can all live together, whether you like me or not. We can still live in peace and harmony. And you do your thing, I do my thing. You keep all your racist ideas and thoughts in your head. Just don't let it manifest, because if it do, it's gonna be a problem. To where now, hell, we ready to take these penitentiary chances to make sure you get some straightening. But anyway, man, tell me what y'all think about this story, about my comments. Leave your comments below, share it with the world. And with that being said, don't forget to like the video, man. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.